that no one exhibits all of these traits all the time, and that many people display some of these traits some of the times. Narcissistic personality disorder must be diagnosed by a professional, like a clinical psychologist or a psychiatrist. It probably comes as little surprise that people with these personality traits might not react very well if they feel like they're losing. If a narcissist feels like they are losing, they may become angry, defensive, or even aggressive in response to a perceived slight or loss. You have to take extra effort to avoid making a narcissist feel like they're losing if you hope to reach an agreement. Narcissists have a hard time accepting a loss, and their ego will cause them to have a hard time moving on emotionally. They will blame others for their failure and refuse to take responsibility for it. Additionally, they may devalue or belittle the person or thing that they lost to make themselves feel better. If the narcissist feels like the negotiation is slipping away, then they may become obsessed with the idea of winning and may escalate the stakes to a win or die scenario. So, if narcissists can't emotionally accept a loss in the course of a negotiation, then how can you successfully reach an agreement? Negotiating with a narcissist can be a difficult task, as they tend to be highly self-centered and may not be willing to consider other perspectives. Your goal is to keep the negotiation moving without setting them off. If you set them off, the negotiation is over. Here are some strategies that can help keep a narcissist in the negotiation. Stay calm and composed. Narcissists may attempt to provoke an emotional reaction, so it's important to stay calm and composed during the negotiation. Avoid getting defensive or argumentative, and try to maintain a neutral tone. Come prepared. Research and prepare your points in advance. Having a clear understanding of the topic and the relevant facts and evidence will give you the confidence to counter their emotional arguments effectively. Be specific and use evidence. Narcissists tend to rely on generalities and broad claims rather than specific evidence or facts to improve their negotiating position. Use concrete examples and data to support your points, and challenge any claims that they make that lack evidence. Avoid personal attacks. Narcissists may take any personal attacks as a threat to their self-esteem and react very strongly. Avoid making any personal attacks or insulting them. Instead, focus on the topic at hand. Instead of accusing them, use I statements to express your needs or concerns. Avoid playing into their need for attention. Narcissists have a strong need for attention and may attempt to dominate the conversation. Try to steer the conversation back on track and maintain control of the negotiation by addressing the key points and evidence. Expect them to avoid accountability. Narcissists tend to have a distorted sense of reality and may have difficulty taking responsibility for their own mistakes or errors. Don't expect them to admit when they're wrong, and don't engage in arguments that pursue that as an outcome. Be willing to walk away. If the negotiation is not going well, be willing to walk away and be prepared to take your case to trial. It's important to remember that your negotiation should be a discussion and an attempt to reach a mutual agreement, not an opportunity to show off or prove yourself right. Narcissists tend to see the negotiation as a stage to show off rather than an effort to resolve the conflict. Keep in mind that their ultimate goal is not to find the truth, but to win. Successfully negotiating with a narcissist requires you to convince them that your proposal is in their best interest. You have to remember that the narcissist doesn't care about your needs unless helping you somehow benefits them. It's difficult, but there are some strategies that may be effective when negotiating with a narcissist. Appeal to their ego. Narcissists are often motivated by their own self-image and need for admiration. So try to position your offer as something that will enhance their image or status. Remember, you won't reach an agreement with a narcissist unless they think the deal is worthy of them bragging about. Play to their sense of entitlement. Narcissists tend to believe that they are entitled to the best of everything. So make sure to emphasize the exclusive or high-end benefits that your proposal provides to them, and show them the return on investment that they will get by reaching the agreement. Be confident and assertive. Narcissists respect confidence and assertiveness. So make sure to come across as self-assured and in control during the negotiation. Be aware of their tendency to manipulate. Narcissists may try to manipulate or exploit others for their own gain. So be aware of this tendency and be prepared to set boundaries and protect yourself during this process. It's important to understand that narcissists will not respond the same way as a common individual. They will approach the negotiation as if they are in control, and the value of the offer will come from the benefit that it brings to them. Having a clear idea of the person you're negotiating with will make the process much easier.